Hey everyone, this is Arman and welcome to this channel. If you've ever heard the words just push it to GitHub and had absolutely no idea what that means, this video is made just for you. Today we are starting completely from zero, no experience needed, no coding background needed. And by the end of this video you will understand what Git is, what GitHub is and how they are different, how to install everything, and how to upload your very first project online with real commands, real examples, and everything explained in a very simple way. I genuinely wish someone had made this video for me when I was starting out. So let's get into it. Here's exactly what we are covering today. What is Git and why does it even exist? What is GitHub and how is it different from Git? Installing Git on your computer, setting it up for the first time, creating your first repo, the core commands you'll use every single day, and uploading your project to GitHub. Okay, so what is Git? Imagine you have a group project and you're writing an assignment, a really important one, and you write the first draft, you save it as assignment final.docx, and then you send it to your friend. He makes some changes and he name it as assignment final2.docx, and he sends it back to you, but accidentally you delete a paragraph and you don't remember what it said, and you're just sitting there wishing you could go back to the version from yesterday, but you cannot. Sounds familiar? So that's the exact problem Git was built to solve. Git is a version control system. Think of it like a save button, but a really, really smart one. Every time you make change to your project and tell Git to save it, Git remembers exactly what changed, when it changed, and why you changed it. And at any point, you can go back to any previous version, like time travel for your code. Okay. So Git was created in 2005 by the same person who created the Linux operating system. He built it in 2 weeks because he was frustrated with the tools that existed at that time. Now, here's the important thing. Git lives on your computer. It's a tool that runs locally, it doesn't need the internet. Which brings us to what is GitHub? Okay, so what is GitHub and how is it different from Git? So, the first point is GitHub is not Git. I want to say that again because people confuse this all the time. Git is the tool, and GitHub is the website that hosts your Git projects online. Think of it this way: Git is like Microsoft Word, it's a software you use on your computer, while GitHub is like Microsoft Drive or Google Drive. It's where you store and share your files online. GitHub lets you store your projects in the cloud. You can share your code with other people, you can collaborate with multiple people. They can work on the same project at the same time, which makes it so much easy. It helps you show off your work. Basically, it helps you build your portfolio. So first things first, we need to download Git on our computer. We will simply search for Git install, and the very first website will look something like this. Here you'll see Windows, Mac, and Linux install options, but we'll download from Windows. Simply click on click here to download, but I will not download because I already have it. Now once the download is complete, your Git will look something like this: Git 2.54.0. Now to install it, we'll simply click on it. It will ask you, or it may ask you for administrative access, and you have to give it. We'll keep most of the settings in default, but there are some changes. For example, if you want a desktop icon, you can click on this. We'll keep this one also the very same, don't have to change it. Override the default branch, yes. Now this one's important. Choose use Git and optional Unix tools from the command prompt. So now let all the changes and settings be like mine, okay? The very same. Next. This one also same. Next, next. Now let's do everything quickly. Now when everything is done, we have that tool. Now we need website. So now we'll log in to our website. We'll search for GitHub, and the very first website will open that. It will ask for a quick sign up, which is not very quick, but we'll do it. Write your email, your password, any password that you think is strong, your username. So once the whole processing is done, it will ask to verify your account, and then there will be something like this, which is stuff for real. It is stuff. So give me some time. I'll do it. I cannot help you with this one. You have to figure it out on your own. This is stuff.
One eternity later.
Now let's quickly enter the code. And now it will ask you to sign in for the final time. Let's do this quickly as well. And we'll move towards our code part. And so this is how your GitHub will look like. It has a beginner video. If you want to watch it, you can go and see how they're explaining everything. It's really important to do that. If you are ever lost, go to the top right symbol and click on profile, and you'll see your profile then. And as you can see, there is only one contribution, which is only because we made an account on GitHub. So that is considered as your first contribution. So currently we don't have any public repos yet. You can see our account is completely empty. And in repos, it's also written that you don't have any public repos. And therefore there will be no projects. So let me help you create your first repo. Go to repositories and then click on new. The very first thing it will ask you is to create a repo name. So let's name it anything. Let's name it first repo, first dash repo. So the name is available. And in the description, let's write this is our first repo. And we will learn. You can keep its visibility public or private. In private repos, only you are the one who can see it. But there are some problems which will you have to face because of the new guidelines or stuffs in GitHub program. I'll tell you later on in this video. We need README file as well. I'll tell you what README is. But for now, let's create a repo. So when you're done, this is how it will look like. If you can see, there is a README file which has our repo name and the description we wrote. This is our first repo and we will learn. You can edit your README file. If you write anything in here, today we will learn Git. And once you commit your changes, you can say there is some commit message that you can modify. So we will write we are updating readme.md. MD means mark directory. I'll explain you what read means. So if you can see, we wrote it in the next line, but it's still in the same line. Why is that so? It's because readme.md is a special file. It helps you explain the whole repo. So you'll have to add some command. We will use br tag, which means break line. And now we'll commit message adding break line. Let's write this adding break line. Yeah. So you will see now that by using br tag, we were able to write it in the next line. So basically, you only need to know HTML to write README. If you don't know HTML, it's fine. You can go to ChatGPT or Gemini and tell them to write it for you. So it's easy. It's very easy. Now you'll see that there is a commit message adding br. And now finally we will link Git with GitHub. I'll tell you how. Now because we have Git installed, we'll search for Git bash, and there will be something like this, a terminal of Git. Okay, but it's too tiny. Let me make it visible. Let me make it big. Wait. Yeah, I think it's visible now. So now if you see that green text, that is your system identity, username and computer name. Now when you see min-gw64, it's nothing but it's it's the command prompt telling you that you are running a 64-bit Linux like terminal environment inside Windows. So it's an environment layer. And when you see that tilde, that symbol tilde, that is your current location. This is working directory. Okay, so that's very simple. And if this terminal ever gets messy, just write clear and it will clear all the terminal. Okay, just like this. Yeah. To configure Git, we will need three things. First, our Git username, then our Git email ID, and in the last, to review our changes if the changes have been made, we'll need that command. So there are these three commands that we need. So let's do it. We will write git config dash dash global user dot name, and then you have to write your GitHub user ID, which is, for my case, it's dumb pirate git. And for the next step, we'll write our email ID, the one we registered during our GitHub profile. So git config dash dash global user dot email, and then we'll write our email ID. To check our configured details, git config dash dash list. So here you can see, in the end you'll see our username, which is dumb pirate git, and user email. Yeah, one more thing, to check your git version, just write git dash dash version. If you can see your version, that means you have git installed. Okay, so I'm kind of late into this conversation, but I would like to introduce two more terms, local repo and remote repo. So when you code in Visual Studio Code or any editor, so when you code there, that becomes your local repo because you save the code inside of the computer. You don't need internet connection. That is your local repo. And when you store that particular code in GitHub, where multiple developers can, they can interfere with your code, they share their central hub, that is remote repo. The platforms that provide you remote repo are GitHub, GitLab, Bitbucket, but in our case we are working on GitHub. So now we'll study about these two terms of how we can work on a single repo, but when it comes to local repo and remote repo. So I've made this folder by the name of the repo we made in our GitHub, first dash repo. And now we'll open our editor. Let's quickly open our folder, first dash repo. Wait, let me make this more visible. Yeah, wait, yeah. So we'll open our folder. So when you open the folder, select folder, save. It will ask you to authorize, yes, I trust the authors, yes. And this will open your folder like this. We'll not open get bash, but this time we'll open the terminal within the VS Code Studio. So how to open that? If you see in the bottom left corner, you'll see these problem symbols. So when you click on them, your terminal will be visible. Wait, let me do it. Yes, now after this pop-up, you'll see the terminal written on it, and we'll click on it. To check if Git is there, Git dash dash version, and you'll see that Git is installed already. This is an example of a local repo, but it is empty. So we'll go to our remote repo and if you click on this code, you'll see it's written clone using this web URL. So we'll copy the link and I'll tell you how to clone it. After copying this, let's open the terminal. Let's make it visible as well. Wait. Yeah. And now I'll write git clone and the link. Okay. Now when we enter it, it's clearly showing you some error. And why is that so? Because if you remember, we made our repo private. And I told you that we'll face some problems when we keep it private. So let's go and make our repo public first. Open GitHub's repo, go to settings, and if you scroll down in the very end, you'll find your visibility. So change repository visibility, change to public, yep, and make the repo public. Once it's done, and if you write the command again, git clone link, yep. See, so now cloning has been done. So now this folder has become the replica of your remote repo. Okay. Now let me show you. Here you'll see first repo, and now we have the readme file which we never saved, but it was in the remote repo, and now it has been saved to local repo. This is the sole purpose of cloning by git clone. Now to hop onto our repo, we'll use another command cd and the name of our repo, first dash repo. Cd means change directory. We are actually in first repo folder, not exactly in our saved repository. So by this command, we'll come into our first repo. See, the address has been changed. Downloads, git, first repo, our folder, and first repo, the name of our repo. So now we have come into our original repository, which we cloned. Now the another command is ls. Ls means list. It helps you show the list of files saved in our repo. So you can see there is only one file, readme.md. We have given the length and last written time. Okay. But there are some hidden files. To see at the hidden files, we'll write ls-force because we are forcefully finding out what are the hidden files. And there is just one hidden file called .git. It has the same written time, the time we made this readme file. Okay. Okay, so now we know how to clone our repo from remote location to local location. But what if we have another repo in our local repository and we want that repo to be in our GitHub? How to do that? So we are back to how we started this video. If you ever heard the words, let's push it to GitHub. So now I'll tell you what it actually means. I'll open my second repo and the name is very simple, my second repo. Yes, I trust the authors. And now I'll make a readme file. Okay, let's make a readme file. When we'll make any file, okay, there will be a letter U. See if you can see it's in front of readme.md. U means untracked. Untracked means that it is there in the repo, but it has not been yet added in the Git. Also, if you keep your cursor over you can see it's written untracked, right? So to start with this repo, the very first command is going to be git init. So in the hidden files you have seen, there is one file called .git, and that .git is this. It's initialized by git init. Okay. Once it has been initialized, we need to check its status. What is status? It tells you about your repo. How is it doing? So git status will tell you, see, there is one untracked file. That's what I was talking about, readme.md. So to track it, we need another command. Let's do it. It says use git add and file name. So we'll follow this step given by git add readme.md. So when you do it, click enter and let's just see the status again. So git status, and now you see it's in green. So changes to be committed. Now we have added it, but we need to commit the file. Commit simply means to save it. Okay, it's a checkpoint in your repo. But before we commit it, let me make just one more file. Okay, let me do it quickly. Why I'm adding this another file is because I want to show you another command for adding files, because adding every file by name is very tough. So I'll show you a command where you can add all the files together in one go. Okay, so let's quickly do this. Okay, now the command is git add dot. When you do it, you'll see that all the files will be added to the git like this. See, we didn't write the name, we just wrote dot. Okay, now let's commit our repo. So we'll write git commit dash m. You know what is dash m? M means message. What message you want to leave while committing. Okay, so git commit dash m initial commit. And I've told you before, commit means committing your repo to Git, saving it simply. And this is how it will look like. Two files changed, 8 insertions. And if you write git log, you'll see the information after committing. See, I've written git log and you can see the commit has been made. Head to main. Author is definitely me. The date and the message we wrote, initial commit, you can see it here. If you want the log in one line, then we'll write git log dash dash one line. Oh, okay, I wrote online. Okay, git log one line. Okay, do not write online like me. Okay, and you'll get that one line log. So this is now our local repo, but we need to push it. We need to push it to our remote host because we want all other developers to work with us. So here's how you do it. You make a repo on GitHub, my second repo, you add the description, we keep it public and we create our repo. Now the interface looks something like this. Now the good part about is that GitHub gives you the instructions how to do it. They can say it on the page. Now we'll follow the instructions, how to push it, how to push the local repo to remote host. So according to this, we have done our git init, we have done git add, we have done git commit. Now what we have not done is git branch, git remote add origin and git push dash u origin main. Now what to do now? What are we going to follow in these instructions? Let's do it one by one. Now when you look at this git remote add origin link, this means that we are trying to link the remote to the local. This simply means that. So this command we're gonna use and it's done. That's it. Very simple. You can also look at the status. It means on branch main, nothing to commit, working tree clean. Everything is clean, but it's not yet on our global repo. I mean, it's not yet on our GitHub. And there is one another command, git push dash u origin main, which literally means to push the code to the GitHub. But we'll not use this command. We'll use something else. Let's see. We'll use git push origin main, a simpler version of the command. It simply means to push the code to the GitHub. It will ask you to sign in for one last time. It's very easy, it's very simple. Once you do it, it will automatically send your code to GitHub. It will link it. Authorize Git ecosystem. Once you do it, it will ask for your password. Let's quickly fill it. Confirm. and authentication succeeded. Now see, it's done. Enumerating objects 4 done, counting objects, everything is done. Now if this command is to push the code, then what is git push dash u origin main? So basically in working environments there are a lot of times you have to push the code. So what GitHub did, it created this command git push dash u origin main, which lets you use git push in the later context, which means that once you try this command, after that whenever you have to push the code, you just have to write git push, not even git push origin main, just git push. So I'm changing my readme file just to show you how it works. Now I'll add git add dot. See, it's done. Now git status, it says that a file has been modified. Now it's written as m, not u. It's not untracked, it's just modified. Now git commit dash m, this is my modified file. Simple. Done. It's also done. Clear. We are revisiting all the commands. Now git push dash u origin main. See, so it's done. Yep, done. But I have to show you how I'll write git push. So let me modify my file one more time, one last time. Let's do it very quickly. Let's make it quick. So finally we'll write git push. Ta-da! It's done. That's how you push your code to GitHub. That's the mystery. We have solved it. Now let's quickly check if the changes have been made to GitHub. So you can see this is my second repo. This is my .c file. And let's see the readme file. Yep, the changes have been made. And to be very sure, if you say it more properly, you'll see that there is this 3 commits. So you can see how many commits we have done. If you click it, you'll see the 3 commits and their message. You remember? Git commit dash m. So what is dash m? That message. So initial commit, this is my modified file. Final modification, these were my messages. So GitHub got those messages. So finally you have learned the very basics of Git. And that is Git and GitHub from zero to actually understanding it. Let me just recap what you can do now. You know what Git is and why it exists. You know the difference between Git and GitHub. You can install and set up Git. You can create repos. You understand the staging area and commits. You know the core commands. You can upload projects to GitHub. You know the daily workflow. So honestly, this is one of those skills where once it clicks, you'll wonder how you ever worked without it. Every developer in the world uses Git. It's not just for big teams. Even if you are working alone on a personal project, having version history is a superpower. So in the next video, we are going to go deeper. We'll talk about branches, merging, pull requests, and how teams collaborate on GitHub. That's where things get really interesting. If this helped you, please hit like. It genuinely helps the channel grow and means I'll make more of these. Subscribe if you want to follow along with the series, and drop a comment telling me, did you successfully push your first repo? I want to know. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.
Merge with the buttons! Like and subscribe!